right. Welcome to Fantasy Dad Duo, where the takes are hot and the diapers are fully loaded. I'm Jack Banks. I'm Jack Banks. This is my partner in crime, Jeff Sitz. How you doing tonight, Jeff?
What's going on, guys? Talking about fully loaded diapers. I just had the diaper genie break open on me today, and I started. It wasn't. It was just. It was diapers galore. There wasn't any poop or pee that got on me, but I was screaming. I was like, I need a garbage bag.
The diaper genie, when it like opens for that second and it just like releases the whiff of like shitty old diapers.
Dude. It's like raunchy yogurt. Like it's bad. It's bad, man. And we feed her yogurt at least once or twice a week too.
So it's just going right through.
Oh, dude, it's brutal. It's fucking brutal.
We were just talking about the best parts about being a dad, and I think we're just built for this shit, Jeff. What are some of the best parts about being a dad for you or memories or whatever?
Absolutely love it. I'll give I think I said it to you earlier today. It's like one of my top 3 memories of all time right now. We were on had to be day 3 or day 4, home from the hospital after Cassidy was born, and woke up in the middle of the night. She was just basically scream crying like babies do, because that's their thing. Woke up to go change her diaper, and in the middle of me changing her diaper, I started talking to her, and when I started talking to her, she looked me dead in my eyes and just smiled. And I don't remember. I kind of froze in time for a minute, so I don't remember if there was a giggle or anything behind it. If there was, it's really early for a giggle, but just the dead stare into my soul and the smile was enough to make me cry, a very manly cry, for a good hour or so in the middle of the night, early in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the best. And we as parents love our kids like more than anything. And it's like they somehow love us even more than that. It's the best feeling in the world.
It is.
Yeah. My story that I have for you, it was actually the Super Bowl the day I was at a party, and my daughter was off playing with her cousins, running around getting in trouble. She's like 2. And she sees me from across the room, and she just runs towards me. She goes, "Daddy," and runs over and hugs me. And like, I looked at my wife. I'm like, "Babe, I love you. Our wedding was wonderful. This might be the best moment of my
life." For real. There's nothing like it. Nothing better.
There's nothing better. All right. So today, to get to football, we're breaking down our top 12 quarterbacks. We're going to talk about some players we keep drafting irrationally sometimes.
God.
Like Jeff said, we keep grudges in this league. We also like keep crushes. Like I just can't quit certain guys.
It's like your first fantasy love. You just can't let go. You really can't.
and then we'll close it out with some predictions like we always do. All right. So we're going to jump right into top 12 quarterbacks, and today we're going to go through my top list of 12, and we'll let Jeffy over here, tear me a new one when he feels like it. All right.
Shouldn't take too long.
So we'll kick it off. This is my top quarterback. I think this is just about everybody's top quarterback, Josh Allen.
100%.
I haven't projected to outscore the rest of the position by over 40 points. And he, I'm pretty sure he did that last year too. He outscored.
Did he do it the year before too?
He might have. Yeah. The year before was Lamar. Lamar outscored him, but he's been like over 360 points for I think 4 consecutive years. He's just the safest bet, and he's in that offense. Nothing's really changing. He gets 15 rushing touchdowns. I don't see much of an argument here. Do you have anything on that?
Last 4 years, it seems like he's one of 2, if not the only one, to always go first in the first round of every draft, whether it's not first overall, but like the first quarterback to get picked.
Oh, yeah.
And it's always almost in the first round. And we had a dynasty draft this year. He was the first quarterback to go at like 5th pick overall.
And that's
next,
one quarterback league too. So
correct.
You know,
Next quarterback got picked in like the 3rd, maybe the 4th round. I think it was like late 3rd round.
Yeah. He's just such a solid bet, and you know there's very little analysis with him. So I'm just going to move right on to the next guy.
Correct.
I have Drake Maye, and this is the one we're going to fight about.
We're going to fight about this.
Last year, Drake Maye threw for 4,400 yards, 31 touchdowns, rushed for 450 yards, and 4 more touchdowns, and was the QB2. I have him, so he scored 359 fantasy points. I have him scoring 358 next year. So I basically have him just doing the same thing.
Against harder defenses.
Yeah, against harder defenses, but he's going into his 3rd year. They added a lineman. They're adding presumably AJ Brown. I'll downgrade.
Are you seeing something that I'm not seeing though? Like there's got to be something there that you're seeing that I don't see in him.
What do you see that gets markedly worse for him? Is it only the schedule?
I think, as far as I'm concerned, it's the only thing. It's just the schedule. He hasn't played against defenses the way that they're going to stack up against him this year.
There's something to that, because in the playoffs, he did struggle. I mean, that's just a fact. He struggled.
Correct. The whole team struggled. But like you said, the team has changed. But the one thing that I will say is that it doesn't take an off season for you to learn how to not struggle against stronger defenses. It takes what I told you how he was starting off the season this year with those first 4 teams.
Yeah. He's playing some serious defenses. He's playing against Seattle week 1, which is a terrible, you know, that's a bad way to start. We won't get that mixed up. But then Steelers, Jags, Bills. Bills should be a shootout, because
Bills will most likely be a shootout, but the Bills do have a stronger defense than most of the defenses they faced last year. Even though they face the Bills, they do face the Bills every year, same division. Yep. But the Steelers' defense this year is fucking stacked. Jags' defense at the end of the year last year came alive. So starting your season off with a stronger squad is good. But starting your season off against defenses that were relatively stronger than most of the defenses that you went against last year, I don't know. Say those 4 games, he only throws 200 or 250 yards. First 4 games with average of 1 touchdown. Would that change your thought process on how the rest of his season is going to go?
You know, if he averages, let's say what he averaged in the playoffs, because the playoffs was a ringer of a schedule. Those were basically he faced every best defense in the league. He faced the Texans, he faced the Broncos, the Seahawks, and the Chargers. All great defenses.
Correct.
He averaged, I think, probably like 220 yards on a touchdown in each of those games. That is probably QB 15. But that's what everybody did against those defenses. So say he has 4 games like that.
Oh my God! Now you're chalking him up to be like everybody else.
No, say he does that.
Yeah,
that probably changes my projection from 4,500 yards to like 4,300 yards. My passing touchdowns from 35 to 30. I mean, that brings him to like my projected QB4.
That makes it sound like, so basically what you're saying is that he's going to have some games this season.
35 touchdowns, that's averaging 2 touchdowns a game. I'm not projecting him for this outrageous season. I'm just basically projecting him for what he did last year.
In general, it's not outrageous. I just think it's outrageous for him, but that's just me. I've been wrong before.
There is real risk. There is real risk. And so I have 3 quarterbacks in tier 2. He is the one going the highest projected ADP of my 3 in that tier. I don't have
And the
Lamar.
one direct dude. All right, let's continue on because I could argue with you about this shit all fucking day.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So, but my point is, he's the beginning of tier 2. I don't see myself drafting a lot of him because the cost is too high.
Okay.
We'll touch on my QB strategy at the end, but yeah. Next name on that list is Joe Burrow. And injury's the big thing with Joe Burrow, but with quarterbacks in particular, I really try not to project injuries for quarterbacks because most of them are fluky. I understand Joe gets hurt pretty much every year. I think he's just due for a healthy season. So
I have him at 4 for the exact same reason. I was going to drop him down to the 8 to 11 region, all off of injury. I hold grudges. That's just the way it is in this life. But yeah, 3-4. I think it's perfect. I agree. Bounce back season. Here we go.
And he's got the best weapons in the NFL. I mean, Jamar.
He's got like the best weapon in the NFL with Jamar. Yeah. Like there's no denying that. And I think the 3-4 area, having him, I do disagree that you have Drake Maye on the higher end of that tier 2. I think Burrow is that high end tier 2 with somebody else that you don't even have in there that I put it to. Lamar Jackson. Like, what the fuck, dude?
We'll get to him, Jeff. We'll get to him.
That's the top tier 2. So I agree with you on Joe Burrow where he is. I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. And also I love all his nicknames and I love his hair. So,
Yeah.
So cool, Joe Burr. Next, I have, and this one is controversial. I understand. And I also want to preface this by, if Rashee Rice, he's going to jail, right? I don't know if you saw that news.
Yeah, 30 days, right? Something like that. Yeah.
If he ends up like missing half the season or something, yeah, that's Pat Mahomes' best weapon, and with and without him, he's a different quarterback. So we'll see what happens there, but I'm going to assume he plays. I have Patrick Mahomes at number 4, and my big thing with Patrick Mahomes is he was running a lot last year. He was airing the ball out a little bit more. He looked similar to his old self, and I think he's safe here. I think he's going to throw for over 4,000 yards and 30 plus touchdowns.
Oh, all right. Dreams are dreams, Jack. Dreams are definitely dreams. And you're having some right now. I have to completely disagree with you on that note. I put Burrow at 4. I had Jaden Daniels before that. I don't even have Kermit's not even on my list. I don't even have him there because, like you said, his main attraction there is Rice. And if he loses Rice, who's he going to throw to? A 14-year vet that came off an all right season but was nothing compared to what his entire career's been? Maybe if all of the NFL fans' rumors are true and their dreams actually happen and they get Tyreek Hill back, he'll have some sort of target that he can throw to like he used to. But it being a fucking pipe dream that's even going to happen, I just don't see. I don't see it.
Yeah. It is a little bit dreams, but I project that offense to just be better because they're getting Ken Walker. They reloaded on the weapons a little bit, and believe it or not, Jeff, Patrick Mahomes was QB4 in points per game before he got injured last year. So he was producing at a high level, and one of the sneaky things was all of those rushing yards. So he only played, I think, what was it, 13 games, 12 games, something like that. And he rushed for over 400 yards. And that right there that's an elite number. I mean, that's an elite number.
I just don't. I fucking hate the Chiefs. I don't know what to tell you.
I see myself having a lot of Patrick Mahomes this year. I see myself drafting a lot of them.
I'll let you do it. I think Jamie's going to have something to say about that, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Jamie will most likely take him in like the first round. That son of a bitch.
Yeah. Oh, there's no disagreeing with you on that one.
Yeah,
Jeez,
he'll
bad
take
fantasy
Patrick Mahomes.
decision.
He'll take Patrick Mahomes in the first round, Travis Kelce in the second round.
Bad fantasy decisions. Oh my god, we all have them. Anyways, on to the next.
All right. Next on my list, this is an Alex guy. This is a big time Alex guy. This is a back-to-back Fiffle fantasy champion.
That
Once
it
with
is.
me,
That
once
it
with
is.
Alex. And that's Bo Nix. And Bo Nix, he's pretty far down there on ADP this year. He's all the way down at 15. He's outside the QB1 territory, which to me it's crazy. I mean, he threw for 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns. He rushed for 350, and they added Jalen Waddle. So, how do you feel about Bo Nix?
I bounced him down to 10 on my list. He's on my list. I put him at number 10, but it's that injury for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I don't like being the guy that harps on the fucking injuries all the time, because everybody has seen players come back from an injury where they're like, oh, this could change the projection of where they're going to go. And it usually doesn't. And they'll come back and they'll fucking run their ass off, or they'll throw their ass off, or they'll catch their ass off, and they'll have a great season. I like being careful when it comes to what you want to do with fantasy, because I'm fucking tired of coming in last.
So yes. So I think we'll go off on a little tangent, because I think this is a really good point you just made. I think being careful is how you don't come in last, and taking risks is how you come in first. And the big qualifier for that is when you take risks. I basically do not take any risks for my first 3 or 4 rounds. And then after that, I throw ADP out the window and I start taking risks, because you need to hit big on late round players to win fantasy.
Can we talk about that first round pick of a rookie running back that you did a couple of years back? That's not taking a risk. Well, I mean, it paid the fuck off. It paid the fuck off, and he had a great season, and he made the Jaguars look like they were something back then. But I don't take risks in like the first 3 or 4 rounds. Fucking takes a rookie running back first round.
All right. Well, Jeff, you're making my point, because that's Leonard Fournette for those who can't figure that out. I took Leonard Fournette his rookie year, first overall, 101. And I started the season 6-0, and I finished 6-8, and I missed the playoffs. And that's my point. I took a big risk, and guess what? I missed the fucking playoffs. I lost 8 games in a row to close out my season.
I see what you're saying.
So rookie running backs are typically a good bet to
I did Saquon. I did Saquon first overall too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you did.
Came in last.
Right. So that's my point. I like to avoid risk altogether in the first 3 rounds. Is I do not take risks, and then after that I start loosening up. I start taking some risks, and quarterback is also. Let's just talk about it right now, because this is like, philosophically, I think quarterback is so important in how you draft it. If you're taking like the 6th quarterback off the board, or 7th quarterback off the board in the 12-man league, you're setting yourself up for failure, because the 6th quarterback and the 10th quarterback, the 11th quarterback are just about the same in terms of how good of a bet it is they'll be productive. But they're like 10 rounds apart.
You're talking about the 6th quarterback overall drafted in a fantasy football draft is the same as the 11th and the 15th?
Basically. So ADP, we'll just look at it ADP right now.
6th is Jalen Hurts.
The 6th is Jalen Hurts. The
11th is Dak Prescott.
Yep.
15th is Bo Nix.
And the 15th is Bo Nix. If we were to look where they finished last year,
I mean, just off of their names alone, dude, I can't say you're wrong.
Jalen Hurts scored 300 points, 305. Dak Prescott scored 323. and Bo Nix scored 315. Jalen Hurts literally was the worst of those three. And I pulled those numbers out of a hat. Like it couldn't have been better planned than that. But
he only scored over those 300 too because of the you know what, and I don't want to say it because I'm gonna have to fucking say it later. So
4 episodes in a row, baby.
Oh God Almighty!
So philosophically, I just approach quarterback different than everybody else. If I don't get Josh Allen, essentially,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be drafting Malik Willis. You know, I'm going to be drafting Bo Nix, Jared Goff, Jordan Love. I'm going to be drafting these guys that come late just because I like their upside just as much. And I'll take 2 of them, and one of them is going to pay off.
I can agree with that. I can definitely agree with that. And the precursor to a lot of this as well is our main fantasy league is a 2-quarterback league, and it's only an 8-man league. It's very hard to get into. It's only an 8-man league, but if you are the guy that there was rules on when we used to be able to take our second quarterback.
Third quarterback.
Oh, it was the third quarterback. Sorry. So our backup quarterback to the first 2. There's not really rules anymore. That rule has since been abolished. I will say this. If you're the guy, and it's usually me, that ends up waiting until like the 7th, 8th, or 9th round to pick your second quarterback, you usually get fucked by like 10 or 12 points every single fucking week. Because if you're waiting to the 7th, 8th, or 9th round in an 8-man league to get your second quarterback, you're looking at what? The probably 10th to 20th, 15th to 20th, 10 to 15th.
Yeah, I mean, reading the room is just so important because 2 years ago I waited, and I drafted Caleb Williams, I drafted Jaden Daniels, and I picked up Sam Darnold, the Vikings year, and all 3 of them were top 12 quarterbacks, and I was literally the last person to draft quarterbacks. This year I tried to do the same thing, and I got stuck with some stinkers. And I battled it all year, right? So I had Herbert, who started off good and then he petered out, and but you know that's what happened. That's why. So it's kind of a cheat code to hit on a late round quarterback, and it's like a make or break decision. All right, number 6. I don't know how you feel about this guy. I have Trevor Lawrence at number 6.
I took him at 11, so he's up there. He's on that 12 list for me, but he's hard to. All right, so you said in one of our earlier episodes, Jeff, it sounds like you're going to have to take Trevor Lawrence this year, and I was like, I'll take him if he fucking cuts his hair, and then he goes and fucking cuts his hair.
I don't think he did, Jeff. I think you got duped.
Oh, I got duped? Dude, I've been believing this for like 3 weeks. Did I really get duped? I thought he didn't cut his hair for like the schedule release or whatever the hell they were talking about.
No, it was fake.
It was fake?
Yeah.
Oh my God, good. I don't have to pick him. But I still have him on that top 12 list because I do believe he deserves to be there.
Oh, yeah.
I do believe he deserves to be there. And I'm not just saying that because he had a 50 fantasy point game last year.
Yeah, I mean, ADP's down at 10, and I'm shocked. I really am. I thought he would be higher. He finished as QB4 last year, and he's
got targets.
He's got targets.
He's got targets.
He's got Liam Cohen, who's a great coach.
He's a good red zone quarterback too. He'll fucking run the ball in.
He'll run the ball. He's what have people been calling him? Pony boy, horse child?
Something like that. He kind of does look like a fucking horse in a way.
Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, he runs the ball. He's a big boy. He's like 6'5". He's big, physical. He looks at his first read. If it's not there, he takes off. So
it's true. Yeah.
He's
fun to watch. Fun to watch.
Yeah, he's fun to watch. I have him for 5 rushing touchdowns. I think he's going to get in there. I like that what's his name is gone, ETN, because I think he's going to have to use his legs more in the red zone.
I'm not going to disagree with that, but I think we might see what's the guy that took over Bashai Al-Tutin, right?
Yep.
I think we're going to see him come out of the dark this year, and I'm not just saying that because he was one of my top 5 rookies last year.
Yeah. He's got sleeper potential. All right, next, one of my guys. I draft him a lot. The Bears. Caleb Williams. He he paints his fingernails, and me as like a guy who thinks he's like a manly guy, I want to hate it, but I don't. I just love his vibe. He's just like a funny, goofy.
He's just doing him, man. He's just doing him. I'll say this. This is another one. This is just like the Joe Burrow one with us. You have Caleb Williams at 7. I took him at 6. So he's proven himself. Last year he definitely proved himself. Made the Bears look like the Bears again last year. It was nice. It was nice to see him take them up the ladder a bit there.
I got a crazy stat for you. Maybe you've heard it before. I'm sure you have. There has never been in the history of the Bears a 4,000-yard passer. Does Caleb Williams do it?
There's never been a 4,000-yard passer
in the history of the Bears.
I did not know that.
And they've been a team forever.
They have been a team forever. That's crazy. Never 4,000 yards. Oh, my God.
Do you think Caleb does it?
How many did he have last year? Do we have those numbers?
Yeah, 39-42. He missed it by 60.
Oh, my God. Yes, he does it. 39-42 in his second season. Come on. Come on. Of course he does it. And I'm not just saying that because I took him in Dynasty.
I'm going to have a lot of Caleb Williams because I like the upside. I have him at 7, but if he was literally the number 2 quarterback in fantasy, I wouldn't be shocked. I love Ben Johnson.
He's got the talent. He's another one that's not afraid to fucking run when he needs to. I love it. These new guys, and they're not new now because a lot of them are in their 3rd or 4th year. They will fucking run when they need to, even if you don't think they've got the legs to do so. It's a different quarterback than we grew up watching. They're not the ones that are just going to stand in the pocket and be fucking gunslingers. These are the guys that are going to take the ball straight to you. They don't care who you are. They're not facing anybody like Warren Sapp, but they're going up against some pretty big fucking guys. And if you got the balls to do that and you can throw on the run, and oh man, some of these guys just have the full package. Makes for a very fun watch. And if they're having one of their seasons, we'll say one of the seasons, they could do well for you in fantasy. And I think Caleb Williams is one that is going to do very well for whoever takes him in whatever kind of league you're using him in this year.
Yeah, I think he's super safe too. I think that offense is going to hum, and if he wanted to, I think he could rush for 700-800 yards. I don't think he wants to. I think you're going to get like 300-400.
He doesn't want to either because he's got Luther Burden he has to throw to. So
right. But exactly. He might use his legs more in the red zone though. Like DeAndre Swift is nothing special.
He might.
Yeah, and Manungai, he's a power back, but 7th round pick, he might not hold up. So anyways.
Wait, did you just say that DeAndre Swift is nothing special?
Yes.
Jack. Oh God. All right, number 8.
You think DeAndre Swift is something special?
No. I'm not saying that he's okay. I could see how you took that by the way that I came at you. I could see how you took that. What I will say is he might not be something special, but he has the qualities to make something special happen. We've seen him do it before.
Kinda.
Oh my God. All right. Number 8. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going.
Number 8's another just safe pick, and that's Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, where the fuck did I put him?
God,
again, Jack. I have him at 9.
Hey, there we go. We won't spend too long on Jalen Hurts because we know what he is. He's going to rush for 10 plus touchdowns. He's going to throw for 3,500 yards, and he's going to be a
3,500 yards. That's 800 more than last year.
Yeah, I got him for 30, almost 37.
Wow, that's so. Well, just round up.
No,
I
he threw for 3,200 yards last year.
thought I
Oh
saw
yeah,
20,
okay.
thought I saw 27. Did I not see 2,700?
Jalen Hurts,
Oh, 32.
3,200 yards and 25
Oh,
touchdowns.
sorry. I was looking at two below him was Jaxson Dart, and I got it messed up. Jaxson Dart
There
didn't
you
play
go,
a
there
full
you
season, so yeah. But still, 32. So you're giving him an extra of 500 yards?
Yeah, yeah. I
To
think.
who? He's losing AJ. Oh, I know who he's giving it to. He's giving it to Lemon.
Well, so I'm
Yeah, that
spreading it.
video's got you on fucking dock right now, man.
I'm spreading that offense out quite a bit. I have Devonta Smith for over 1,000 yards. I have Lemon for
He's going to go off
900.
this year. He's definitely going to go off this year.
Yeah, I have Goddard and Stowers for around 500. So I think that just the way that offense is going to function, the new OC likes that play action bootleg. I think they're going to throw a lot of these quick hitting routes. I think he's going to throw for a little bit more yardage. But we know what he is. We know what he is. He's not going to blow you away. He's not going to throw for 30 touchdowns.
No,
That's not going to happen.
I don't want to say it.
Yeah, let's move on. You're not.
Yeah, we'll move on. 10 or no 9.
Number 9, and I'm actually like in my head boosting him above Jalen Hurts as I think of him right now, and that's Jaxson Dart. Come on, your team. You got to talk.
I have him at 7. I've got him at 7, dude. He's gonna. He didn't play the whole season last year. I see him coming in this year. He's got Malachi Fields. He's gonna throw to. He's got another good tight end, Isaiah Likely. The season ahead of him could go so well. I'm not going to say it's a Super Bowl season. I won't do that. But what I will say is it could be what Giants fans will consider a special season because it could be a winning season, and we haven't really seen it that often in the last 10 years. But things could go very well for him this year, and this could be a year of 3,500 to 4,000 yards, 30-plus touchdowns. He's got the targets to do it. And he's also got the talent that he could run 500-plus yards and get like 5 rushing touchdowns too.
Yeah, so I think you are way underestimating. Here's what I think you're doing, Jeff. I think you're overestimating Jaxson Dart's passing capabilities, and I think you're underestimating his rushing capabilities. He rushed for 9 touchdowns and 500 yards in 10 games last year?
Was it 10 games? Let's check tape.
Fact check. So I'll filibuster while you look that up. Jaxson Dart.
14 games.
14 games. Okay. All right. So I have Jaxson Dart for 600 rushing yards and 12 touchdowns.
And what did he have last year? He had 467. So he had 467 rushing yards on 86 attempts with 9 touchdowns last year in 14 games. If you add 3 more games on that list, that's easy 12.
12 touchdowns.
Yeah, 12.
Well,
I could go with 12 for a season.
Well, you think he's going to get a little bit better at rushing. He's going to get a little bit better at passing. The one thing I worry about, and the only reason I have him down at 9 instead of 8 or 7 or even 6, is Neighbors had that surgery. Without Neighbors, he's not going to unlock his full potential. I think every offense needs that number one. With Neighbors, if he has Neighbors healthy the whole season, yeah, I'll at least move him above Jalen Hurts. And we'll see what I do with Bo Nix. I know I'm high on him, but I'm keeping him there.
A lot of people are high on Bo Nix.
Yeah. So big fan of Jaxson Dart. Next, I have Justin Herbert. You have him at 8. So
I do.
High guy. You take him.
I do have him at 8. So like you said last year, he started off hot and he petered out at the end of the year. I think I think he needs to open his eyes more. I think, and Harbaugh needs to give him more of a green light to make the right decision instead of just listening to what his coaches are telling him all the time. And that's not to say don't listen to your coaches because you'll play better if you don't. That's just to say that a lot of these good quarterbacks that are on here, like, are we thinking Josh Allen is just being told exactly what Josh Allen is going to do? No, Josh Allen's got the green light to make, but that's saying Josh Allen's got the top tier fucking QB vision, QB arm, QB legs, health, all of it. He's fucking amazing. But I do think Justin Herbert is a lot better than what Harbaugh is giving him credit for. And that being said, Harbaugh came back from college. And I think it's going to take him more than 2 or 3 years to really get with the swing of things. That being said, he made it to the playoffs last year. Great. Didn't do well because Herbert wasn't to the fucking tier that he should have been. And I think it's because when you get there, like you said, quarterbacks are very important. When you do not build a team around the person that you want carrying that team, things aren't going to go the way that you want them to. You can't just force something to happen. Sometimes, yeah, you can force certain things to happen. We saw it happen with the Chargers last year. Do I think forcing things to happen is going to be where they go again this year? No, I think things are going to come easier to them because Herbert in his 3rd season starting.
Oh God, more than that, way more.
Is it more than that?
Oh yeah.
We checking tape for me?
Yeah, checking tape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th season he's going into.
Jeffy was way off. This is why he
Eat
doesn't
your
have
hat.
the win.
Eat your hat.
Yeah, Jeffy was way off. So then I'll push it down a little bit then. He should already be at that point, but he's lagging a little bit. So maybe when he's done buffering, he'll show up. So because I was wrong, I'll still give him the same respect. This could be the year for him where I think he wakes up, and I'm not going to say it's going to be a Super Bowl season. Still has a good team. He's got Hampton to fall back on if he doesn't see anything. I do think it's going to be another one of those 3,500 yards, 30-plus touchdowns. He's gonna run. He's one of those guys that you can't ever say exactly what he's going to do because his potential is so big that you don't want to hold him back in any direction because he's so entertaining and he's so fun to watch. And he's a nice guy to have on your team. I've had him on my teams before. He's fun to sit down and have a season with. But that being said, he's got to pull through an entire season instead of just the first. What was it? He went off like the first, 10 games, 11 games last year, I think it was.
Yeah, first
like
10
really
games and
started to sit on his hands a little bit.
The big thing for me is Justin Herbert doesn't scream like winner to me. He's got all the tools. He's got all the talent. He throws like 50 yards downfield. It feels like a handoff to his running back. He just like puts it exactly where it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't face adversity well because I don't know. He just doesn't seem to rise to the occasion. So the Chargers lost both their offensive tackles, which are probably the best 2 offensive tackles in the league. And then when he started facing that pressure, like every play, it was a pretty bad offensive line after they lost those guys. He really fell apart. And I don't expect every quarterback to lose their both starting tackles and not be affected, but the real superstars should. Like if Patrick Mahomes lost both, or Josh Allen lost both tackles, they're still going to be a QB1.
They make do. They make do with what they've got, which is how these guys are supposed to run.
Yeah, you adapt. And Justin Herbert doesn't really. So that's fine. I got him down at QB10. And look, I love him. I'm going to draft a lot of Justin Herbert. The only thing I worry about is if his supporting cast gets worse, he gets worse. I love the supporting cast. I love the Chargers. I'll probably still draft a lot of them because the cost is low enough.
I'm not going to disagree with that. I think his supporting cast was a good way to put it. I do think there's times where, and I don't know if this equates to what you were saying or not. he looks lost sometimes. And it's not in like a look, it's not like an Eli Manning or a Danny Dimes look on his face, but it's like it's almost like he's like grandma and JCPenney.
His best attribute is holding the ball and throwing it downfield. And when that pressure gets to him, yeah, he's like he loses his best weapon. He's like he loses his compass. And it's like if
he's grandma and JCPenney.
he's grandma and JCPenney, which is a brutal comp. That's a brutal comp. I'm gonna start calling Herbert grandma. All right, next one. Next one,
number 11.
We're gonna run through Dak really quick, just because everybody knows what Dak is.
Yeah,
it's a great offense. He's got great weapons. He doesn't use his legs. What do you think, Jeff? I have him for 4,400 yards and 31 touchdowns.
You have him at 11. I have him at 12. So I agree. Yeah, he's just a constant. That's what I will say he is. He's a constant. He's always going to provide something. He's always going to be a good. I mean, in a 2-quarterback league, you strive for somebody like that. You know what I mean?
And in a 1-quarterback league, here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying about QB value. If you're telling me in a 12-man league, I could wait until the last round of my draft and draft Dak Prescott, who was QB 5. I'm doing it. I'm not drafting QBs early. I'm drafting Dak Prescott. I'm drafting Jared Goff. I'm drafting Bo Nix. All right. That's enough about the Cowboys. And then finally and then final on my list is actually a guy, don't hate me, Jeff, or do hate me, I don't give a fuck.
I had him way up there.
Guy, so. I see a lot like Dak Prescott. He doesn't run the ball at all.
Nope.
He's going to throw for 4,500 yards and 35 touchdowns.
Yep.
Matt Stafford.
Yep. The go Dogs. I have him at 5. He's coming off an MVP season. He's coming off a playoff season that could have gone better, but you know what are you saying? He came back this year, and I say he came back this year. I think that the whole NFL community wants to think that like he came back, like he wasn't planning on coming back the whole time, because when he got that MVP award, it was in his speech that he was going to run it back this year. So it made it seem like he was planning on leaving after he had his high of winning an MVP award. That was long overdue. But that being said,
true.
I think he wants another title. He wants another Super Bowl. He wants to be in that limelight. Not that he isn't always anyways, but for the playoffs and the Super Bowl, he wants to be that guy that's the hot topic, because that's what you strive for before you leave, and not in like an Aaron Rodgers fucked up kind of way, but like more in like a Tom Brady kind of way. So I have him at 5. The go Dogs. I think he's gonna do it all over again this year. I'm not saying he's gonna get MVP again, because there's another 5 quarterbacks that'll have something to say about that. But I think it's gonna be another one of those hot years where he's gonna be a hot hand, and he's gonna know where he throws. He's gonna know where he needs to throw the ball to. Matt
Stafford is, as a football player, probably a top 3 quarterback. You know, he runs an offense. He's in a McVay system. He's got weapons. I don't want to say anything bad about him, but I will.
He's injury prone.
Because even if he doesn't get injured, he threw for 4,700 yards and 46 touchdowns. And I just don't see it again. I have him for 4,600 yards, so just about the same amount of yards, and I have him for 36 touchdowns, 10 less. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. I think Devontae Adams is getting older. They didn't add any meaningful weapons on offense. Look, he was QB3, and if he's QB5, I won't be shocked. But if anything goes wrong in that offense, he can't save you with his legs like the way Justin Herbert can, Josh Allen, Drake Maye, Jalen Hurts,
Williams.
Justin Herbert, Caleb Williams.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
And even Patrick Mahomes. And that's why I have him down with Dak Prescott.
Well, they're vets.
He's a vet. And look, I'd love to have him. I'd love to have him. I'm not going to lie, but I'm just not drafting him above some of those other guys.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, but because of the way that I am, I'm going to draft him above those other guys.
Okay, so here's the big talking point that we probably should have started with, but here it is. Your number 2 and your number 3 quarterback, I do not have in my top 12.
Yeah, I spelled one of their names wrong too. Oh God,
that's all right. Nobody can see it. Only me. So let's start with Lamar.
I'm looking at I was looking at your list of 12, and the first thing that popped out at me was Drake Maye number 2, and that's because I love talking shit about Drake Maye. And I was like, I would have put Lamar Jackson. What the fuck is Jack thinking? He didn't even have him on his fucking 12. And now I don't disagree with. I mean, I do disagree. I can't say that. So I say after Kermit, I don't disagree with anybody on that fucking list being above him. I don't. I will say, I think last year was a fluke season, and I think he's coming back strong again this year to prove why he's a 2-time MVP.
Okay. Here is where I'm coming from. Lamar Jackson has thrown over 3,000 yards 3 times in his 8-year career. That means he hasn't 5 out of 8 years. And nobody cares for fantasy because he rushes for 1,000 yards. You know what I mean? He rushes for. I'm just going to list. Yeah, I'm going to list off the year. You know his rushing totals because they're crazy. 700, 1,200, 1,000, 800, 800, 800, 900. Until last year hits, and he ran for 349. I'm not saying Lamar Jackson is cooked. I'm not saying that he's going to get hurt. All I'm saying is that he did every single one of those under Harbaugh. And now he has the money. What reason does he have to rush for 1,000 yards? And can he? He's 30. He's going into his age 29 season.
What a time for him to change what kind of package he is.
Yeah, I put him down for 500 yards because I don't know. Three seasons in a row with 800. You think he takes a step back? 3 seasons with 800 and then one with 350.
I think. I mean, granted, he was hurt last year, so he had 300 and change last year because he was hurt. And I think it's just one of those things where I'm a believer in what he can do, and if he's as good, now 2-time MVP, right? 2-time MVP? I'm not getting that wrong, am I? Okay,
no,
I was
right,
going to say 2-time MVP. As a 2-time MVP, you would think that he has the skill and the quality of play to change around his package when he needs to. And I'm not saying he's going to make his dick bigger. I'm saying that he's actually going to learn how to play another QB game than he already knows how to play. He can run the fucking ball through anybody. He's proven that year after year after year. You just read the numbers. It's right there. It's plain as day. The statistics prove what he can do with the ball and his legs. Now, that being said, if he's only got 3 seasons of over 3,000 yards, getting aging a little bit more. All right, yeah, he got hurt pretty good last year. All right, okay. But I still see him up there in those fucking top 3 fucking quarterbacks this year. I still see him doing something to prove to people that he still deserves to be where he is. Now, if that's changing his game and learning how to throw the ball a little bit more, changing his QB vision around, making Zay Flowers look like a fucking top tier, or if that's keeping what he was doing and getting that 800 rushing yards again, then by all means, if that's what he needs to do, then that's what he needs to do. And I'm not saying that that's going to be a continuation for years to come. I'm just saying that right now, this coming season, it's one or the other for him. It's a 50-50 shot.
If Lamar Jackson comes out and rushes for 900 yards, I'm going to look like a fucking stupid idiot because he's going to be a top 5 quarterback. That's what 900 yards gets you as a fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not going to say you're wrong because I like him. I want him up there, but
I have him for 5 because
how many passing yards?
I have him for 3,500, which is above his career average by a lot.
Yeah, but hold on a minute here. So you were okay. So now you're that Jesus, Jack, why do you do this? That number right there proves what I was just saying. He's got to change something in what he's doing. And if he gets 3,500 yards this year, that's changing it. He's not relying on his legs as much as he's going to start relying on his arms and his vision.
Those numbers, Jeff, those numbers that I gave you, 500 yards and 500 rushing yards, 3,500 passing yards, with me statting those out, that puts him at QB 13. That's what I'm saying. We are so used to.
And that's the idea of it being as close from 6 to 13 and 6 to 15 and all that. I guess.
Yeah, like if he rushes for 900 yards, right? That's 40 more fantasy points, right? So then I have him statted for. That would literally put him at QB 5 for me.
3,500 yards is still proving my point, though. It still makes him change his game in a different direction than he normally does.
I mean, he's thrown for 3,500 before.
Yeah, but 3 times over 3,000 and 5 times not over 3,000. If he gets his fourth time, it's still leaning towards he's more of a rushing quarterback.
Basically, all of this equals for me that I like the Ravens less than everybody else.
Yeah, they always hang around.
You know,
they're hard to get rid of.
They're hard to get rid of, but I just don't think they're going to be this high flying offense. Like Lamar has the package of everything I don't like in a fantasy quarterback. He's coming off an injury. He's getting older while using his legs, and he's got a new head coach, new offensive coordinator, new system, and everything around him is aging. Like Derrick Henry's getting older, Mark Andrews is getting older.
Well, then all that being said, maybe they'll just do what Ravens actually do, and they'll fucking wait until teams get hurt, and they'll start feasting off of the bones of the bullshit dead guys. I don't know, man.
Let me list some of these pass catchers, and see if you like what you hear. Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, Elijah Surratt, Jacoby Lane, Mark Andrews, Durham Smythe.
I like.
Do you like what you hear?
I like Jacoby Lane. I like Jacoby Lane a lot.
Okay, but he's a round rookie. He's not gonna. He might come in and set the world on fire, but
there's nothing that you can say that will take the fact away that there are those rookies in the 4th and 5th round that will prove what you say wrong. Do I love Jacoby Lane for all the wrong reasons? Yes. But that doesn't take away how much I like him.
All right, and then we're going to touch on this other guy that I blackballed real quickly, and that's Jaden Daniels. I have him outside of my top 12.
What'd you bump him down for? Is it because he got injured last year and he just couldn't hack it to come back?
Well, there's a double whammy.
RG3, his first season was a goof.
It's not a goof, but he has a little bit of the Drake Maye effect. His rookie year, he had the easiest schedule in the league. And then when he came back last year, he just didn't look the part. And I know he was injured, but I don't like the offense. I don't like the players around them. I don't really believe too much in what he did his rookie year. That's basically it.
Yeah, talking about grudges, my fiance's got a fucking giant grudge against him. He played very well for her 2 years ago, and then last season, she was. I think I got yelled at once or twice because I was the one that told her to just take him. But what are you gonna do?
All right. Let's move on to players you irrationally keep drafting. I'll just run through mine. Zay Flowers, for whatever reason, I have a man crush on the guy. Caleb Williams, I've had I think 2 years in a row in both of my big leagues in Fiffle and my big money league. I don't know. I just keep drafting him. And then finally, the Eli Manning into Danny Dimes combo. I think I've drafted Eli Manning every single year that I have played fantasy while he was active. And then when he retired, Danny Dimes every single year I've been playing fantasy.
Yeah, mine are. I got a couple of youngins on there. I got a top of the line. We'll go with Matt Stafford. I can't say no. I'll always say yes. He's my tried and true. Emeka Egbuka, Brian Thomas Jr. and Marvin Harrison Jr. I can't. They're going to be constants for me. I can't say no. And if it's an IDP league that you're looking at, fucking Buda Baker, baby. You can't. There's no way you could say no to for a D-back Buda Baker. There's no one better. No one better.
We track in our league. We track games played, and Jeff has had Buda Baker like 86 games played, and that's like the most in the shortest amount of time of any single one of us. So Jeff may be the biggest Buda Baker fan that, and maybe of any player of anybody on earth. It's like Matt Stafford and Buda Baker. Jeff is your guy.
Yep. Hardcore, baby.
All right, so we're gonna wrap it up with a few predictions. We'll do AFC South final standings, and that's between Texans, Jags, Colts, Titans. I feel like I was like smoking crack when I wrote these down because I don't think that I agree with the order I put them in. So I'm gonna change it up on the spot. I'm gonna go Jags. Take the step forward earlier in the season because they were great second half. I'll go Jags. I'll go Texans because I believe in the defense staying good. And then Colts. I worry about Danny Dimes' health, and I worry about Danny Dimes actually being good. He might stink.
Yeah.
And then I'll end it with the Titans, and I feel like a hater because Titans, they got a lot better, and they're young, so they should just take another step. But I like the other teams more.
I'm not going to disagree with what you said there. The only I would have said the exact same thing. Jags, Texans, Colts, Titans. The only thing that I think could happen is that energy that the Titans ended off the year with last year. I do believe they're coming right back into the season this year with that same amount of energy, if not more. So they're going to be an interesting watch. I'm not saying that they're going to, by any means, win the division. But what I am saying is I think they could double their win amount from last year.
The Titans.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, I'll put let's do some predictions on win totals to differentiate. I'll do Jags 12. That make you happy, Jeff? Because you fucking snowballed me last week for.
It was only because of the division we were doing last week, and you know that already.
I'll do Jags 12. I'll do Texans 10. I'll do Colts. I'm gonna sandbag the Colts a little bit. I'm gonna give them 8 wins, and I'm gonna give the Titans 6.
6 is double what they had last year, right?
Yeah, they had 3 or 4. I don't really remember.
I'll take the Titans for 7, and then everything else is perfect.
All right, so this prediction comes down to the Titans. All right.
I want to see them do good. I want to see them actually have a season where Vrabel's not there. That and I'm not going to say they like make themselves the angels among the demons, but I think seeing them actually have a season that's not like a laughable season would be nice.
It's going to all come down to Cam Ward. If Cam Ward takes a big step forward, I like him to win.
He took a big step forward at the end of the season last year. I think he just needs to take you're right, another one.
He corrected mistakes. He didn't make plays. Is kind of how I put it. It's like
I think correcting mistakes is taking a step forward, though, because then you're not making them. I mean, rookie mistakes, they happen, but I think most rookies that are at the caliber that he came in at take that step way earlier than he did. He was faltering for a very long time last year.
Yeah, and I'm not going to bust him too bad. They had a lame duck coach that when they got rid of him, he did start playing better, and then they added a lot of good pieces this offseason. Carnell Tate, Wendell Robinson. All right, Staying in division, we're going to predict who has the most receiving yards on the Colts between Alec Pierce, who should be the obvious front runner, Josh Downs, and Tyler Warren.
You should already know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Alec Pierce.
He led the league and he led the team in receiving yards last year. He only caught 47 balls. Do you see that affecting him negatively if without Michael Pittman and without the, hypothetically them being a super high functioning offense?
Give him 13 more. Give him 60 this year.
60 catches?
60 catches this year.
Yeah, over 1,000 yards, I think.
I think he's got over 1,000, but I also think Tyler Warren's going to have 70-plus catches with like 700 to 800 yards.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tyler Warren.
I could see why. I just see Pierce doing more. I really do. With less, at that matter. Warren's the safe option, is what I will say.
Well, they just paid Alec Pierce like a number one. I'm just not sure if he's a one-trick pony or not. I think Tyler Warren's the better player. That's kind of
his draw. That's kind of Alex Pierce's draw.
Yeah, right. That every other catch is. Yeah. He averaged 20+ yards of reception last year. That's crazy.
He's not the show pony. He's not walking out there like Malik Neighbors is. He's walking out there like, you know what I mean? Like he's walking on the field like he's a rookie every single time he walks out there. No one's expecting somebody like him to do what he does, but he's got the talent and he's proven that. And I think he just needs to build off of that. I don't think he's going to be the number one target because, like I said, Warren, which you picked, I think is the safest option.
I think he's the best receiving option on the team, but he lacks the big play upside. So we'll see.
That's true. Yeah, I can agree with that.
And then finally, who has more passing yards? And I'm looking at this, it feels like an easy decision, but I'll pose it anyways. Cam Ward or Jordan Love? And the reason I ask is Cam Ward last year had 3,200 passing yards.
Yep.
And Jordan Love had 34. So in this hypothetical, Cam Ward could take a step forward and Jordan Love could stay the same. So let's hear your thoughts.
Jordan Love has paced out where he could be at 4,000 yards before. But Jordan Love also likes to take steps backwards in random fucking moments during the season. And I've had Jordan Love during the season before. and he's taken those random steps backward. And then I've fucking traded Jordan Love in that same season where I picked him in the draft. I don't want to say I don't think he's that guy, but I don't think he's that guy yet because he hasn't found it yet. Cam Ward is also not that guy because he hasn't found it yet. But Cam Ward is only going into his second season, and they don't really know what his upside is yet. He hasn't really proven anything, and he hasn't shown anybody that he can't really do stuff yet because you can't really gauge it off of just 1 year of eligibility to playing in the NFL. So I think just off of what we know of Jordan Love already, who still has a lot of time to prove himself, and what we kind of know of Cam Ward, this season coming up,
This season.
I'll go with Cam Ward.
Oh, you will?
I will. I'm gonna say Tate and Robinson are gonna fucking light that shit up. I'll go with Cam Ward on that one.
I'm taking the safe option because that's how I play fantasy. Jordan Love is gonna throw for what I have him statted for. Off the top of my head, I'm gonna say 3,500 yards. I have him for 38. Jeez.
3,800 yards?
Yep.
Who's he throwing to?
I was feeling a little bold when I did it.
Who's he throwing to?
Who is he throwing to? I'll tell you.
Watson.
There he is. I have Christian Watson with 985.
And then Reed.
I have Jaden Reed and Matthew Golden with over 700. And I have Tucker Kraft with over 700.
All right. I see where you're getting your numbers from now. And I can't. I'd like to see all of what you're saying, so I can't disagree with any of that. But yep. I'd still like to see Cam Ward come out and prove some people wrong on his we'll call it his sophomore season.
Yeah. I think he'll have a good year. I just don't know if he's gonna break out. All right, so Jeff, we are overtime as usual. This is Fantasy Dad Duo signing out, brother.
We'll see you guys later.